We have driven it on the Madras International Racetrack for the Car and Bike Jury Awards, and it has even won the Car and Bike Design of the Year award. So why is it here again? Well, that's because we haven't driven it on the road, and this car is called the Mercedes-AMG SL55 Roadster. That's why we have it on the road, and we're going to tell you all about it in this video. Welcome to Car and Bike. Now we are in mid-April, and they say these convertibles are not for tropical weather and hot countries like ours. But I am happy as long as this car is dropping its top and there is a V8 rumbling underneath the bonnet. And I'll show you how this thing happens. There's a button here, you press it twice and you keep it pressed and the roof operation is happening. It can happen until the speeds of 60 kilometers per hour and takes 15 seconds to go down. And once that is done, the touchscreen also changes its angle, so you don't have to deal with the glare from the sun. Now this V8 rumbles like it's a tiger that's snarling, and as you change it to Sport Plus mode, the exhaust note becomes that much more louder, and the whole experience it becomes even more visceral, and you can just feel the wind in your hair and drive like there's no worry in the world. Everything is fine with the world. And when you put your foot hard, you are greeted with that brilliant exhaust note, which sounds even better when there's no top between the exhaust note and your ears. In the age of tightening emission norms and muted engines, the SL55 manages to offer some pops and crackles on the overrun or when you downshift aggressively. And I can listen to this exhaust note day in and day out. It has a Burmester audio system, but why do you need it when your car sounds so good? This is heavy German metal at its finest. The 9-speed automatic has a dual nature too. In comfort mode, it will get to the highest gear quickly to lower fuel consumption, and in Sport Plus mode, it will hold a gear till its 6,500 plus RPM red line. Now the SL in its name means super light, but this car is actually 1.9 tons. But you can't feel that when you are cornering. It feels like a much more lighter car when you are out on the corners, and it holds its line like it's a German Shepherd holding on to its bone. Now this car also has a 2.5 degree play in the rear wheels thanks to the rear wheel steering. This essentially gives more stability at high speeds and better agility at slow speeds, and gives you that much more confidence when driving hard. Now the ride is on the firmer side even if you put it in comfort mode, but this is no luxury car, as you can see with the performance that's on offer. That said, it's still quite usable if you're driving on well-paved roads, so you will have to zigzag your way through these potholes and speed breakers, and on some occasions you might be forced to change your routes just because you don't want to scrape that beautiful belly of this car. Although Mercedes will sell you an optional 6 lakh rupee active ride control suspension with lift function that adds 30 mm to the front, so you can clear almost all the speed breakers easily. It also has a slick 4-step rear spoiler that is deployed at speeds above 100 km per hour. Now this car has an 80-liter fuel tank, but you still won't have a lot of range because the fuel efficiency will be on the lower side. I have 5 km per liter of economy, but that's also because I have been driving it in a spirited manner. But even if you drive with a light foot, although I don't see a point of driving this car with a light foot, you can expect around 6 to 7 kilometers per liter of fuel economy. Being a soft top, the NVH levels in the cabin are quite high compared to an equivalent hardtop coupe. Now this is the Car and Bike Design of the Year award winner for a reason. So let me stop and show you around. It has an iconic silhouette that has been retained with modern touches. You get piercing and sleek looking digital LED headlights, AMG Pan Americana grille, large air dams and lots of aero inserts. The appeal of an SL lies in its low-slung, sporty and elegant design, along with this long bonnet that's as much as 5 feet 3 inches from here to here. It gets a soft top roof that is 21 kgs lighter than before, V8 bi-turbo badging on the sides with a fake vent that pays ode to the 300 SL, flush-fitting door handles, 20-inch alloys with red brake calipers, although there are 21-inch options which also cost more than 7 lakh rupees. The rear looks drool-worthy too, with the sporty single-piece LED tail lights and a massive diffuser with quad exhausts that are embossed with AMG badging as well. And this sexy Patagonia red that you see in front of you is an optional extra, and it will cost you 1.91 lakh rupees. It has a 240-liter boot, which when equipped with a spare wheel is only good for a couple of expensive Dior or LV tote bags, not your golf kits. The cabin of the SL is as luxurious as it gets. You get Napa leather all around. These are AMG bucket seats. They hold you in place when you're driving. It also gets air scarf, which means these seats will blow hot air on your neck when you're driving out on a cold day. Apart from that, you get this proper AMG steering wheel, and there's a 12.3-inch screen in front of you with multiple levels of configuration and customization, so you can have sporty dials as well. Apart from that, there's this 11.9-inch screen. It can be tilted from 12 degrees to 32 degrees, which helps cut glare when you are driving with the roof down. The screen is quite smooth, and it also gives you multiple levels of customization, and there's soft touch material used all around the cabin, be it on the dashboard or the door trims, so the cabin of the SL feels quite expensive to be in. Apart from that, there's the storage space here, there's a wireless charger here, there are 2 cup holders here, 2 Type-C sockets here, and this thing will help you rest your palm when you're toggling through this menu. Apart from that, there's under armrest storage, and there's a Type-C socket here as well, along with a light. Now you can't expect much practicality from a convertible, and the same story goes for the SL, because the door pockets, they are quite small and you can't even fit a 500 ml bottle properly here. Another issue worth noting is that the touchscreen unit gets quite hot whether the top is off or not. And this glove box is not of much use either, because there's not a lot of space to hold your stuff in. And on paper, this is a 2+2, so you get seating for 2 more passengers at the back. How easy is it to access? I'll show you. Entering the rear is much easier with the roof down, and as you can see, the seats are quite upright and there's almost no leg room. Perhaps it's best for those annoying friends that self-invite themselves to a ride. So who should buy the Mercedes-AMG SL55? Well, it's an iconic car that gets as much attention as Margot Robbie on a red carpet. It has the performance and the looks that can make you feel like a celebrity. All you have to do is part ways with practicality and around 3 crore rupees on road. So if you already have comfortable and sensible sedans, a tough go-anywhere SUV, then the SL can be a great addition of flair to your garage.